Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to Essential Wrestling News. You know what to do by now. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, ding dong that notification bell, and be informed every time Essential Wrestling News uploads a brand new channel for your guys' faces. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we delve into tonight's vlog, can I announce that Money in the Bank is coming to London? So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are hoping to go to London and watch Money in the Bank, leave a comment below because I am going myself and I would really appreciate it. If you are going and you see me there, say hi, and if you want, have a photo, I don't mind. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to July 13th highlight show of Friday Night SmackDown. So, we opened up the show with Gunther defending his IC title against the monster among men, Braun Strowman. Now, very interesting thought here, because I know Gunther has put out a list of some of the dream matches he would like to have, and I know Braun Strowman was one of them, which is very interesting to know. So, then we had Sami Zayn wants to talk strategy with the guys, but Paul Heyman reveals that he's the only one there, saying Roman Reigns wants him to do it all by himself, and Sami's doubles down by saying he'll get it done alone. Now, ladies and gents, I'm going to say this. Sami Zayn has a lot to prove to the bloodline and still has a lot to prove to the bloodline. He'll never be a proper member of the bloodline, I don't think, as he isn't Samoan. But then again, we know what WWE are like for changing names and that. And then we had Rey Mysterio thinks the best way to get over a miserable Christmas would be to win the Royal Rumble. But Karrion Kross isn't letting him focus on that or anything after choking Rey out. Now, we know Rey Mysterio won the Royal Rumble back some years ago from number one. Whether Rey Mysterio has now declared himself in the Men's Royal Rumble is a very interesting thought. And it will be interesting to see if Karrion Kross enters the Royal Rumble as well. What I would say is, folks, is with all the rumours of WWE being sold, and we know there's some more releases to come, we know Karrion Kross, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt are all on the chopping block. If McMahon has taken over the company again, I don't know. Let's just see how that develops. Raquel Rodriguez is sparkle of Liv Morgan being able to win the Royal Rumble from number one spot, which leads to Liv slapping Raquel and challenging her to a match tonight. So, Liv Morgan now wants to enter the Women's Royal Rumble match and go from the number 1 spot. We know it can be done, and we know how intense it can get when you are number 1, because you have to outlast 29 other superstars in the Royal Rumble. Raquel Rodriguez, I think, is a very upcoming champ, and I do think she will be champion before long. And then we had Tegan Knox take on Xia Li. Tegan Knox, I'm not all that familiar with. I'm not all too familiar with Xia Li either, so I can't really comment on them two women. Then the Viking Raiders and Valhalla promises suffering for Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, who are told by Adam Pearce that he's starting a tag team tournament next week that will have the Raiders and the first opening opportunities. So it looks like there's a tag team tournament starting next week on Friday Night SmackDown to see who faces the Usos, probably at the Royal Rumble or probably at Fastlane or the Elimination Chamber. I ain't too sure. So we'll keep a look on that at the moment. Then Bray Wyatt says he remembers who he is, and he appears to be going back to some of the basics for him, sitting in a rocking chair and telling LA Knight that when the lights go out at the Royal Rumble, he should run. Now, that's a very, very interesting thing there, as we knew Bray Wyatt was going back to some basics, but going back to when he first appeared in WWE is something that even I wasn't expecting. And then Zayn disappoints Kevin Owens that assignment that the Bloodline is using him, and says he's proud to handle his family business tonight. Now, we know Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens go back all the way to the indies scene. We know this. And we know Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn used to class each other as brothers, but I don't know. And then Imperium says Gunther set an example of what it means to be a true champion, and will show it again by winning the Royal Rumble. Now, that is a bold statement from Imperium. Very bold statement there. And then Raquel takes on Liv Morgan, and Raquel picks up the victory. Now, I've already explained about this, so I'm gonna move on, ladies and gents. And then Sonya Deville complains to Adam Pearce about not getting a rematch against Charlotte Flair and says she will find another way to get it. We know Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce have beef with one another. Sonya Deville obviously wants a title shot at Charlotte Flair. That could be very interesting if that match happens. And then it turns out Deville's plan involves attacking Flair backstage, turning into a scrap that requires many referees and officials to break it up. Now, Flair and Deville, could they meet at the Royal Rumble for the SmackDown Women's Championship? I don't know. And then another video package promotes the return of Cody Rhodes. That is an interesting one. Could Cody Rhodes be a surprise entry in the Royal Rumble? And then Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn take on one another and it ends in disqualification. Possible after a vicious attack by the Usos and Solo Sikoa. So, the Bloodline interfered in Sami Zayn's match yet again. So, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up the 13th SmackDown Highlights Results Show. Remember, Money in the Bank is in London. So, if you are going, drop me a comment and tell me if you want to go. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the SmackDown Highlights Result. But, ladies and gents, thank you again for keep subscribing, keep dropping those likes. Remember, each time you subscribe and leave a like, we do more content for you guys. And we will see you again soon, right here on Essential Wrestling News. Adios.